Hi everyone, I'm SoftSeaside and welcome to this new video. If you're active on art Twitter, like me, the unfortunate soul who's only there because all my favorite artists are still on this hell side, you have probably seen the Evil Art Style Challenge. Let me read it to you. Ask your followers what are your art style traits and try to draw without them. I wasn't planning on doing the actual challenge, but I was really interested in what people would say about my art style, so I asked my followers on Twitter and Instagram and some of my friends. Turns out that they had a lot to say, and I was really curious about how my evil art style would look like. So let's dive in. I gathered following traits stated by others. The things that were said the most were very clean line art, saturated colors, and drawings feel round and soft. I also got white border is light, the little triangles that I put on the face, a thick outer contour to make the drawing pop out more, creating texture by hatching the shadows and using fancy lighting effects, and strong expressions that are very clear to read. And about the motives that I apparently draw a lot: thick eyebrows, large noses, abs, a very distinctive way to draw eyes. Eyes, nose and mouth take up a lot of space on the face. The hair becomes transparent around eyebrows and eyes. And characters are often depicted cute and young. And here's something that generally shocked me: posing one or both hands on the hips. Now that my friend stated this, I can't unsee. First of all, thank you for everyone who sent me a message. I was flattered to hear all about the nice things you had to say about my art style, and it was so insightful. I never noticed some of these things. So after reading all these traits, here's what I gathered for my evil art style, or I guess my anti-art style. Matte unsaturated colors, messy line art or no line art at all, more realistic face proportions, drawing older people, use angular shapes and have a hard look, soft light or perhaps no light at all, no triangle in the face, and a different pose other than hands on hips. I missed a bunch of other traits, but I think that's the basics. First, here's how the drawing would look in my usual style to compare it with my evil art style. I was genuinely surprised that it turned out so good, even if the older person got way younger than I wanted. To start with the evil drawing, I used a reference of an old person on Pinterest so that I could already attack the multiple points, more realistic face proportions, drawing older people, and a different pose other than hands on hips. I struggle a lot with the face proportions. I'm just really not good with realistic faces at all, and I really have to practice this more. I had so much fun drawing the old person though. I love drawing the creases and the hair. The hair got too puffy though. Also turns out that I accidentally chose a reference drawing with a big nose. Well, we all make mistakes. I decided to not use line art at all because I feel like that's one of the main aspects in my drawings and I want to get out of my comfort zone. I used some calligraphy brush in Clip Studio to simulate angular shapes and edges and got really messy. I had lots of fun drawing this, not gonna lie. When I was younger, I used to digitally paint more when I was bored, so this really reminded me of a time back then. And even though everyone says that my line art is so clean, I'm actually a big fan of just cleaning up the sketches. But I guess the reason my line art is so clean is that I drew so many comic pages. Since it's very important to be fast when drawing comics, I learned how to use long, fast and confident lines to speed up the process. Choosing the colors was hard because I immediately wanted to use my super saturated colors. I just like it when it's vibrant. I still think that the colors are too vibrant, but in comparison to my usual style, it's a big difference. I was also pretty tempted to add my usual white border to create light. At some point I noticed that it wasn't really paying attention to avoid my usual style traits. I used hatching again to create some texture and I was so close to draw my beloved little triangles. I had to change some things afterwards to go back to the evil art style, like I had to use the eraser to create some sharp edges. But all in all, I think I did pretty well. And here's my evil art style drawing along with my usual art style. I personally had a lot of fun drawing like that and I think I will try using this style in the future from time to time. What do you think? That's it for now. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Do you like this PNG tuber-like style? Please tell me in the comments. I don't have the time to create big videos like the reboot rambles right now because I started working on my comic pages and I want to focus on that. But also, I feel like posting more videos again, so I'm trying to make the editing process less tedious and try to put out some smaller videos. I hope you enjoyed the video.
Thank you so much for watching this. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like or subscribing to see more. See you in the next video. Bye!